I'm really pleased for you, darling.
Wish you weren't going.
What more can I do except get in the way? I'd better see how John's going. It needs a trained mind to cram 6 pieces of luggage in the boot of my car.
It's what I like about you. You always travel light.
Ready whenever you are.
Your mother's having a go at me.
Well, somebody's got to. Have a good trip.
You think I wouldn't with him as chauffeur?
Drive carefully and enjoy yourself.
I'm looking forward to it. Any messages for Mr. Hamilton?
Just tell him I'm doing a great job.
I was going to anyway. See you next week.
Oh, and don't worry about staying in the house. Be silly to be driving between Manly and Dural the whole time.
If it's all right with Wayne and Mr. Hamilton?
Oh, of course it is.
It's a personal matter concerning Jill. I didn't want to discuss.
I'm really pleased for you, darling.
Wish you weren't going.
What more can I do except get in the way? I'd better see how John's going. It needs a trained mind to cram 6 pieces of luggage in the boot of my car.
It's what I like about you. You always travel light.
Ready whenever you are.
Your mother's having a go at me.
Well, somebody's got to. Have a good trip.
You think I wouldn't with him as chauffeur?
Drive carefully and enjoy yourself.
I'm looking forward to it. Any messages for Mr. Hamilton?
Just tell him I'm doing a great job.
I was going to anyway. See you next week.
Oh, and don't worry about staying in the house. Be silly to be driving between Manly and Dural the whole time.
If it's all right with Wayne and Mr. Hamilton?
Oh, of course it is.
It's a personal matter concerning Jill. I didn't want to discuss it on the telephone. It could be misunderstood. I'm here because I like her. I want to help her. Last night, she told me about her background. It was a big shock.
Oh, I can imagine.
You knew she was going to?
No, I wondered why she was so quiet at breakfast.
We parted on good terms.
You're not worried about her involvement with Wayne, then?
God, no. Background or no background, she's exactly the sort of girl he needs. Unfortunately, I don't think he'd agree if he found out. I'm afraid he's a bit of a snob.
Unlike his dad.
I take people the way I find them.
Well, what's your suggestion?
Well, I was hoping you'd talk to her. I don't think I convinced her not to tell him.
Join the club. She's too honest for her own good. I'll try again. I'm getting a bit impatient with her, though.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for taking an interest.
As I said, I like her. I just hope Wayne mellows enough to be told eventually, without too much carry-on.
You and me both. Thank you for taking the time to come over.
My pleasure. Oh, John will be down for a couple of days. Patricia suggested that he attend a horse auction.
Oh? Why was that?
Oh, it'll be a good experience for him.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of her.
He'll be staying with us. It'll be more convenient that way. I hope you don't mind.
Of course not. You better tell him to give me a call, though, or I'll be on the warpath.
Will do. Bye.
Bye.
Come in. Just on the phone. If you could get a letter off to him today. Right. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Rosie here?
At the back, in the vegetable garden.
I was thinking about what I said last night. I was being stupid.
Why?
Lots of reasons. Oh, sure, I want to stay here with you, but, well, there's Beryl and the kids.
No, there's not. It's just Beryl. The children have their own lives, remember?
But, well, Kevin and Lynn. Okay, they're married, but I still have to support them. I would never let any of them go short. Now, how can I give you the sort of things you're used to if I'm doing that?
Is that all you're worried about? I've got it all worked out. That was my solicitor. I've told him I want Gordon's half of Woombye as my divorce settlement.
I won't sponge off you.
You can help out with the riding school on a very generous salary. Enough to send money back to them.
Look, I don't want any handouts.
You work hard for your money now, don't you?
Yeah.
You'll work 10 times as hard if you stay on. We could have a good life here together. Couldn't we?
I still have to think about it.
Why?
Why? I'm happy with Beryl. I've got to be sure before I chuck that away.
I understand. Why, I went through the same thing with Gordon. I never really loved him. Not the way I love you. But there were all the usual things keeping us together, family, concern for each other. But in the long run, they weren't enough for either of us.
Oh, that's different, huh? I've always loved Beryl.
Well, what about me? Do you love me? I know that it's hard to make the break, but it is the right thing for all of us. I can't force you.
Right. Don't push, that's all. I've got to make up my own mind.
Fair enough. Yes, is Mal there, please?
3 easy tips for creating the...
Thank you for the lift.
Oh, anytime. You're good for my image.
Cradle snatching again.
I had some grade A gossip for you. You can sing for it now.
Get down on my knees, but I'm saving my strength for the auction. Looking forward to it.
You bet. Look, I've got a whole heap of papers here from Patricia.
Still in first. Charlie will keep me company, won't you?
Of course I will.
First door on the right, up the stairs.
Thanks.
Oh, I phoned Liz Kirk yesterday. You'll never guess what she told me.
I want to know about Mother.
Oh, she's doing fine, a born worker.
I need the divorce.
You knew it was on the cards.
She wasn't sure when she left. Did you talk her into it?
I've been trying to talk her into it for years. She and Gordon aren't compatible, never were, not where it counts. Well, what's the point of keeping it going when they could both find someone else?
Just like you. How many is it now?
Attacking me won't change your mother's mind. It's her decision. You're just going to have to get used to it. She spent a big part of her life looking after you and the family. It's her turn now. You, sure you don't want to hear about Liz Kirk?
I don't know why you're bringing it up again. It happened last week.
Oh, I've been giving it some extra thought. Quite frankly, there have been far too many mistakes for my liking.
I thought we sorted it all out. The blokes misunderstood what I told them.
And you didn't pick up the mistake until it was too late.
Well, I can't be in 10 different places at once. I've still got the stables to look after.
I'm aware of that, and I think I've thought of a possible solution. You concentrate on the stables, and we put in a supervisor at the Reed House. He'd be answerable to you, of course.
Would help. Joe Rogers would be up to it.
I was thinking of David Palmer.
Thought he was going back to Melbourne.
Ah, he's having second thoughts. He's enjoying it here.
Look, he's good, but Joe's got more experience.
He's also a local. He might let the men get away with too much.
I'm a local. I don't reckon I do.
Yes, but you're older than most of them, though. How old's Joe? Early 30s? Right. So let's make it David. Tell him he'll be getting a salary increase. Let's say another 50?
Okay. That all?
Yes. Hopefully that'll fix all our problems.
Right.
Oh, and when you're talking to David, it was your idea, okay? Well, we're old friends, and I wouldn't like the men or him to think it was favoritism.
No worries.
Look, you tell Mrs. Hamilton that I'm happy with the money I'm making.
Well, I've never known a bloke to knock back a raise. Oh, OK, then.
And whose idea was it for the job?
Well, whose do you reckon? Well, I'll ring Mrs. Hamilton and tell her it'll be Joe Rogers.
Don't worry. Tell her myself at lunchtime.
When you hit that last button, I thought you were going to try and dig your way through to China.
Tactful golf partners don't mention things like that.
Me? Tactful? I'm even tactless enough to ask what the problem is.
Patricia, she's finally filed for divorce. The first thing I knew about it was a letter from a solicitor. Oh, I'm not upset about the divorce. It's just the way she chose to go about it. Call wouldn't have gone astray.
Bad manners upset me too, but they don't put me off my game.
We've been together a long time. I'm sad it ended the way it has.
You'd be pretty insensitive if you weren't. Mind you, it's going to take a few drinks to soften the blow of the property settlement.
Is that an invitation?
Call it a plea from the heart. While Prue is around, I'll grab any excuse to get out of the house.
Can I offer you one now?
Oh, just something soft. Then I'll go. You've got an auction to get to, remember?
Mineral water, orange juice?
Orange juice is fine. You're a nice man, Gordon Hamilton.
I'm glad somebody thinks so.
Deal or no deal? Would you take the...
What are you trying to do, bribe me into staying?
A problem came up. The position was necessary. You seemed the right person for it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm not in the habit of lying. Look, I'm running a business here, David. I can't afford to have the men making mistakes when Mal isn't around. He can't be everywhere at once. You seemed the obvious choice.
Or Joe Rogers.
I preferred you, for business reasons.
Look, I'll be leaving the day after tomorrow. If I do go, it'd be silly me taking a job on that I mightn't finish.
All right. We'll hold off for a few days. If you decide to stay, that's the position you'll have. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
I have a right to let you know how I feel. I love you. I'll do everything I can to keep you.
If I do stay, it'll be because of how I feel. Nothing else comes into it.
Here's those papers from your mum.
Thanks.
I thought you might have some questions.
I'll ask Mother if I do.
Is your dad nearly ready?
Dunno.
I might just give Fiona a call.
Could you do it in the hall? I'm trying to concentrate.
You don't mind me staying here, do you?
I couldn't care one way or the other. Dad seemed pretty keen on it.
I don't want to get in your way, that's all.
Hello?
Guess who's in town?
Yes, Gordon told me.
Fiona?
Can you hold on a minute, Johnny? Scott's at the door.
Oh, I won't hold you up. I just wanted to say hello. I'll call you back later.
Well, how about dinner tonight? Any time after 6, okay?
Great. See you then.
Ah, it's beginning to think I had the wrong day.
I was on the phone. John's back in town.
Oh, good. He's a nice boy.
Well, I'm glad I have one friend you like.
Ready to go?
In a minute. See, I've got this wonderful plumber, but he insists on cash on the nail. Jill's coming in afterwards to make sure he does the job properly before he gets it.
Yeah.
It's her penance for getting mad at me this morning.
What about?
Oh, pretty much.
Do you too often have rows?
No, it wasn't a row. She was a little bit upset.
Oh, what about?
Personal.
Richard Miller turned up again?
No. No, she's just trying to make up her mind whether to tell Wayne or not about her background. Gordon Hamilton and I have advised her against it.
Gordon Hamilton knows about it?
Oh, yes, she told him.
Well, how did he take it?
He was very understanding.
He's a damn sight more broad-minded than I'd be in his shoes.
What would you do?
Oh, keep my son away from her, of course.
Why?
The girl's a prostitute.
6 months ago.
Well, she could go back to it at any time.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
I still think girls like her are trouble.
You'd better watch it then. You're going out with one of them.
Oh, you're different.
Why? I was on the game a lot longer than her.
Oh, for God's sake, Fiona, do we have to go over this every time I come round?
Your narrow-minded attitudes.
Look, let's just go to lunch and try and forget it, hmm?
All right.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries.
You told John about the bidding yet? What's your idea? When Patricia called and suggested you attend the auction, I had an idea. We are going to throw you in the deep end. Huh? I've got a reputation for knowing a good horse when I see one. The moment I start bidding, it forces the price up. I want you to bid for me.
I don't know the first thing about it.
Well, I'll give you a list of the horses I'm interested in, and you keep bidding until you see me do that.
It's like something out of a spy movie. Secret signals.
Anything for a bargain.
Why doesn't Wayne do it? He's been to them before. He knows how it's done.
Well, a lot of people will recognize him from his days at the stud. They'd know he was bidding for me.
Well, I'm game. Don't blame me if I blow it.
There's nothing to it. This is a list of the lots I'm interested in and the reserve price on each. Just keep an eye on me, though, in case I change my mind. And this one I'm particularly interested in.
Samson, eh?
That's right.
Watch where you're going next time.
I missed you by a mile.
Half an inch more like it.
That's all it needs. I'm a very good driver.
Coming up, firefighters make the most of calmer weather.
Well on one.
Right.
Let's wait and see how he does with
Ladies
Samson.
and gentlemen, there's no reserve, so we'll start the bidding at $5,000. Who'll give me $5,000?
1,000.
1,000. Who'll give me 2,000? 2,000? $2,000. Any advance on $2,000? 3,000. Any advance on 3,000?
4.
$4,000. I've got $4,000. Who'll give me $5,000? Any advance on $4,000? 4,000. Going once. Going twice.
5,000.
5.5.
6.
6,000. Any advance on $6,000?
6.5.
7.
7.5.
8.
8.5.
9.
The bid is $9,000. Any advance on 9,000? 9,000. Going once. Going twice. Sold for $9,000.
Oh, I thought you were the plumber.
May I come in?
Yeah. Where's Fiona?
I dropped her off in town. She had some shopping to do.
Oh. Did you have a nice lunch?
No. It was very unpleasant for both of us. Which is why I'm here. I think it's about time you and I had a frank talk.
What about?
About your friendship with Fiona. It's causing a lot of problems for us. Our argument was about you. Started off here and continued all through lunch.
What about me?
The Richie Miller business.
So?
Ever since he reappeared, Fiona and I have had nothing but problems. I object to her continuing to see her more disreputable friends. She gets upset about this. She feels she has to protect you.
I thought she didn't contact Steve Cavan.
She didn't. Took me all my time to persuade her not to. And since then, I've been worried that Miller would turn up again and harass her.
Oh, no. She scared him off last time he turned up.
You still don't see my point, do you? If you weren't here, none of this would have happened.
What are you getting at?
I'm suggesting that after you go to Mumbai, it'd be best for all concerned if you let your friendship with Fiona lapse.
You've got a nerve.
I only have Fiona's best interest at heart.
What about your own?
I don't think that's called for.
I do.
Well, if that's your attitude, we're not going to get anywhere.
Too right we're not.
I'm disappointed in you, Jill. Whatever I thought about other facets of your character, I did think you had more regard for Fiona.
Don't try and make it sound like I don't care about her. If she asked me to shoot through, you wouldn't see me for dust. But she'd have to ask me.
Well, if I have anything to do with it, that's exactly what she will do.
Love is very strange. It can come and go. It can happen.
How would you like to come along and be part of the show everyone loves? Where Are They Now? To join Mel and Koshy next Friday afternoon at our Epping studios, call 877 77281. That's 877 77281 to reserve your seats. It's non-stop police action tonight as officers pursue suspects, sometimes at speeds exceeding 200 kilometres per hour. Outrageous lawbreakers caught on camera, from the most daring stunts to the funniest of felons, in the new series of disorderly conduct caught on tape, tonight 7:30 on 7. Next, the latest 7 morning news.
What we do, well, once about.